It's week 4 for Indiana high school football. South Dearborn meets Connersville at Spartan Stadium. The Knights and the Spartans, it's the TV3 Game of the Week. Hi everybody, and welcome to TV3's telecast of tonight's Eastern Indiana Athletic Conference game between the visiting South Dearborn Knights and Connersville Spartans. With Ron Wiley, this is Fran Schulman. Welcome you to the game between two winless high school football teams. With a third of the 9-game regular season behind them, both teams are 0-3. South Dearborn has lost to Bedford North Lawrence 35-0. To Madison, 33-14, and Batesville, 34-7. The Spartan losses were to Richmond, 27-0, Franklin County, 36-0, and Greensburg, 49-19. South Dearborn has given up 102 points in their games on 15 touchdowns. The Spartans' opponents have scored 16 touchdowns for a total of 112 points. South Dearborn has scored 3 touchdowns and extra points for a total of 21 points. The Spartans have also scored 3 touchdowns with 1 extra point for a total of 19 on the offensive side. Ron, these two teams have very close offensive and defensive records.
Yeah, this is a team, both teams are matched up perfectly for each other. Both teams need each other right now because both are winless. Both teams feel very confident going against the other. So again, this is a good matchup of winless teams. We're to see. I tell you, here's the thing with the Spartans. This is the time you want to get a win on your field during homecoming.
Well, we're back home after 2 road games, so I know everybody's happy about that.
Oh, absolutely! It's time to get back to friendly confines of the Spartan field. Against friendly fans, and again, a great time is to win would be right now during homecoming. It's a tradition, saw the floats before the game. This is going to be a great game. This is going to be a great electric atmosphere tonight, so I look forward to the Spartans to come on out very, 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 very amped up.
Last year, the South Dearborn team won 27-7 in the game played at Aurora, where South Dearborn is located. We'll have the kickoff next. Ron Wiley and Fran Schulman from Spartan Stadium, and it's on TV3, the Game of the Week.
Bigfoot or
play basketball.
boy foul.
Back at Spartan Stadium, we're about to begin this ball game between the South Dearborn Knights and the Connersville Spartans. Spartans are already on the field, lined up. We're waiting for South Dearborn, Ron.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to receive the ball. So, again, we definitely have to have a good, I always stress this. You get the ball first. You got to, make an impression. And hopefully we can make a good impression by coming down and scoring.
Well, this is a game, as you say, is certainly winnable. It's up to the team that wants it the most, I guess.
That's without question. Both teams are winless this year. Both teams have had some blowout losses, some bad losses. And again, what can happen is that, as soon as anything starts going bad, you can start hanging your head low. The key to this game is keeping your head high, playing your game, and executing your strategy. And hopefully we can walk out of here with our first victory of the season.
Well, the Spartans scored 3 times against a tough Greensburg defense last week, so that should be encouraging.
And we scored kind of late, too. I mean, we went almost 10 quarters without scoring all season long.
There's a kick taken at the 5-yard line by a Spartan upfield to the 20, to the 25.
That's a nice run.
To the 30, to the 35, the 40, and finally dragged down. Good return by the Spartans, and I believe that was Dalton DuBois.
Yeah, that's a very good run by DuBois right there as he did some zigging and zagging along the sidelines right there. Get us very good field position to start this ball game.
Good return. Spartans will be at the 42-yard line. First play of this ball game coming up. Connersville on the attack in their solid red uniforms, white trim. South Dearborn in their traveling white jerseys and blue pants.
Not sure exactly what. Oh, I thought they were. I tell you, with these yard markers, the way that they're so wide, you can almost feel like they're right in our laps.
Okay, here comes the first play from scrimmage for the Spartans. Dalton Light is the quarterback, number 13. Hands off to number 11 and drives to the 46-yard line. Christian McHenry was the ball carrier.
I tell you what, Fran, it is humid. The air is thick tonight. This may be one of the hottest games that we've ever had here.
I think everybody here is hoping that the rains stay away. We got their fingers crossed.
Yeah, I mean, the skies look kind of clear, but I tell you what, we're feeling it right now. This is a very humid, and that hopefully is not going to play a detrimental factor to these kids. They got to stay hydrated.
Yes. Snap. Another handoff, and up to about the 49-yard line, a pickup of 3 or 4. It'll be right at the 49-yard line.
Yeah, I thought he was going to give him a little bit more nap. Yeah, it looks like they only gave him about 2 yards. So it's third and manageable. It's third and a little bit more than medium.
Third down coming up for the Spartans. They want to keep the football. They have to pick up a few yards right now. Here comes the play. There's a snap from center. The handoff forward, and it looks like the South Dearborn line held and dropped right into South Dearborn territory at the 49.5-yard line. So the Spartans will be giving up the football, looks like.
Well, I tell you what, it seems like that's our go-to play right there, and they read it and they knew it was happening, and it was, we got to come up with something a little bit different.
No, I think they're going to keep it, Ron. It looks like 13's in there, light, so it appears that the quarterback Spartans are going to gamble here with, a yard, maybe a yard and a half.
Yeah, that's showing great confidence in your offense right there. I tell you what, this could give them a boost right here if we make it.
Light up under center. Takes the ball, feeds off, and doesn't look like he made it. Dropped at the 50-yard line, the ball carrier.
He lost a few yards on that one. And I tell you what, the Knights, their crowd is just going crazy. The coaching staff's going crazy. That's a shot in the arm for them.
Absolutely. They'll be taking over now at the 50-yard line. South Dearborn, the Spartans' first drive, unsuccessful. South Dearborn will go on the attack.
Yeah, we have to hold tough like they held tough against us.
Quarterback up close. Man in motion. Here's the pitch out to number 1. And he goes to the right side. Timmy Dick is one of their main ball carriers. Penalty marker is down.
Yeah, they lose 5 yards on that. That's not a good way for them to start, especially after the stop that they had.
Mark off against South Dearborn. The Knights will be back at their own 45-yard line. 1st and 15.
Well, I guess the Zebra's not going to call it. That right there is that kind of slaps your defense in the face whenever you make a little mistake like that, and you, of course, will take it.
Dick again in motion, but no handoff to him this time.
Oh, wow.
There's a quarterback who is scrambling for his life and thrown for a big loss. And the Spartans caught him at the 35-yard line.
I'll tell you what, Seth Bean came in, and I'm not quite sure Seth exactly knew what was going on right there. As you see him right there, he kind of fell down a little bit right there, but our defense was swarming him, and boy, Bean had to feel good about that.
So now it's 2nd and
forever
30.
Yeah.
Okay, big second down coming up.
I think.
Let's see if we'll have a pass or a running play here. Let's see what the Knights coach calls.
Well, we got 2nd and 27.
And in motion again. Number 3 rolls out. He will fire long, and it will be out of the reach of the intended receiver. Ethan Getz is their quarterback.
Nice penetration from the line right there, Fran, as they kind of put pressure on the quarterback, forced him to throw maybe a little bit too soon.
Mm-hmm.
There was a little bit of separation there with their receiver. It's just that our quarterback just got flushed out a little bit too quick.
This is 3rd down coming up. See if the Spartans can hold like the Knights did when Connersville was going for a 3rd.
Well, I hope so with 3rd and 27. What a great defensive stand. Of course, it was helped out by their penalty, but still the defensive stand from the Spartans right now, it's good.
Here's a number 3 firing long and intercepted, I believe, picked off by the Spartans at the 47-yard line. And who came up with that football, Ron?
I couldn't quite tell who did. It looked like number 22. We'll find out. But nonetheless, he was right there. That was just a perfect. That was a perfect throw to him.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Here comes the replay.
Yeah, that was very, very good.
So the Spartans take over with 9 minutes to be played in the opening period. So both defenses hold. Now let's see what the offense of the Spartans can do on their second attempt.
Yeah, we definitely have to reward our defense right here with a good offensive series right now.
Ball to 46 of Connersville. Here's the snap, pitch out, coming to the near side, and dragged down at the 45-yard line.
That's a loss of about 2 right there. There was just nowhere to go right
Dalton
there for
Du Bois was the ball carrier, and he was trying to find a hole, but didn't have any blockers in front of him to do that, so he was caught at the 45-yard line.
He'll get not what we want to see when we make that great defensive series right there. But, I like that play call. I really do. I like something where we're kind of stretching it out.
There's a 2nd and 12 coming up for the Spartans. Snap up through the middle.
That's not good.
But the ball carrier goes the wrong way here as 3 or 4 guys in white and blue are on him right now, and a loss on the play. The Spartans. The ball be spotted at the 41-yard line.
Right now, both teams' defensive line is winning this ball game. Of course, it's 0-0, but right now the battle at the line is being won by each team's defensive line, and somebody has to bust through.
Here's a 3rd and 18 by the Spartans, or 3rd and 16 or so. Long anyway.
Yeah, that's third.
Here comes a pass coming up, and it will be caught to Sullenberger. He is on his way. He's at the 40, 45, 40, 35, 30. He's into the end zone for a TD for the Spartans.
Yeah, right there. That's a good way to bust through the line right there, is to just go ahead and pass it. Sullenberger went up high to get that ball, and when he came back down, he just kept trucking along and did not stop until he got to the end zone.
He outran the South Dearborn Knights, and we quickly checked the field, no flag, so it is a TD.
That was absolutely beautiful. Again, the pass was not the most beautiful pass that you would expect the quarterback to throw, but Sullenberger again went up high, got it, and he went down until he didn't go down until he got 6.
There's a point after try coming up by Connersville. Number 32 will be doing the kicking, Dalton Du Bois.
Boy, Du Bois does everything, doesn't he?
Holding for him will be Donovan Foreman. Here's the snaps on its way up, and did he get it?
Yep.
Did so. The Spartans have a lead of 7-0 with 7:28 left to play in the opening period here at Spartan Stadium tonight. Connersville 7, South Dearborn nothing. You're watching on TV3, the game of the week.
Explore the skies at the National Museum of the United States Air Force, the world's largest military aviation museum, featuring over 360 planes and missiles. Climb into a cockpit, board a space shuttle, ride the simulators, then experience the region's largest 6-story theater screen. Visit Dayton, Ohio, where imagination takes flight. Free admission and free parking, open 9 to 5 every day. Plan your visit at nationalmuseum.af.mil.
The Spartans kick off, and it is bouncing around at the 20, picked up by a Knight. He comes upfield and gets to the 30-31 before he's dropped by 3 or 4 Spartan defenders.
Definitely don't want to get kind of, we scored, we broke through. It's time to tighten up defensively because they can do the same thing there. Looks like so far they're a passing offense going out of the shotgun. So, we definitely got to not play loose. We still got to play very, very tight.
Ball placed at the 31-yard line, South Dearborn. Knights break the huddle.
Well, they got so many people at the line.
Here's a snap from center, loose football, and it looks like the Spartans have recovered.
Yep.
They did. A fumble by South Dearborn on the handoff attempt, and Connersville is deep in South Dearborn territory as they recover a fumble.
Yeah, it looked like right off the quarterback just a bad snap, and it went off one of their linemen's foot to go away from the quarterback, and our guy was right there at the right time and jumped on it. And again, we gotta go ahead and open up this offense again.
Spartans 29 yards from the goal line of South Dearborn. A break for Connersville, and that's the name of the game, Ron, that they've had some fumbles and turnovers, and the opposition has capitalized on them, and now it's nice to see the Spartans capitalize on them.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, whenever you get something it's a free gift, and we got to make a pay.
Yes, a pass that will be overthrown.
Wow, that was amazing right there. As Dudas just recently celebrated a birthday, got wide open right there. Just a little too much touch on that, a little bit out of the outstretched hands of Dudas right there.
Second down coming up for the Spartans.
Well, I tell you what, Dudas, he would have loved to have grabbed that one right there. He would have been gone.
Overthrown a little bit.
And I like this. I like the fact that we're opening up the offense a little bit. That first series when we just kind of went between the tackles, it kind of worried me, thinking, hey, we got to open it up a little bit. And I like it that Kelly's opening up the playbook here.
Yeah, our ground game was not good.
No.
Here's a snap from center. Handoff, they plunge into the line, and no gain on the play. Maybe a loss of 1 or 2 as a umpire.
Well, Fran, that whenever you open up that the playbook a little bit and you get the passing is successful, it really does open up the holes more for the running game. You get a little bit of the play action going. It kind of keeps the defense honest. So hopefully we can establish a good passing game here and start opening up.
No loss on the play, so it's 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, again, another 3rd and long. Last time we capitalized and scored on that 59-yard touchdown pass.
As you pointed out, the Spartans really need to take advantage of the miscue. Here's a guy getting free and down to the 20-yard line.
That was a very good misdirection there as Du Bois. I mean, it just was. I tell you, he went through Campbell's eye of a needle, man. That was a beautiful hole right there, and that's just a 4th and manageable, and we might as well go for it.
When it's spotted at the 21-yard line.
This would be close to a 40-yard field goal if we did kick it from here. So that's kind of long. Let's go ahead and go for it.
I think they're going to try as it's a 4th down coming up, 4th and about 2.
Yeah, they open up a hole like they did just that play right there.
Light the quarterback under center.
Ooh, I thought
takes a handoff and plunging forward, but I don't believe McHenry was able to get the necessary yardage, and the South Dearborn defense holds, and the Spartans really let a great opportunity get away.
Yeah. It's again, just one good hole right there that we opened up on that 8 or 9 yard run from Du Bois. We need that more often. We need to, again, we're not winning at the line. Yes, we have the lead, and that's good, but we need to start establishing the line a little bit better.
South Dearborn starts at their own 21.
But our defense has dominated so far.
Man in motion is number 1, Timmy Dick. Ethan Getz, number 3, the quarterback.
Yeah, there's another fumble.
Was that another fumble?
Yeah, no, that's unbelievable. That's crazy.
Number 58 is celebrating, so.
Yeah, he must have got it. 58, I tell you what, that guy right there, Shane McLean.
He did. I imagine the coaching staff of South Dearborn's are about ready to pull their hair out.
Yeah, I'm looking over there. I don't think any of them have any hair anyways. But, I tell you what, you're right. We need to capitalize right here again. They're giving us this opportunity. Let's capitalize on it.
That's right. Not many teams give you these kind of chances.
No.
1st and 10 for the Spartans at the South Dearborn 21-22. There's a snap from center. There's a pass that's way out of reach, and hitting the deck is the Spartans quarterback.
Yeah, he got nailed, but I do like that play call. As Du Bois, again, had some separation. If that was just thrown perfectly in there, he would have got it and would have scored.
Here, number 5's coming in at quarterback for the Spartans, Alec Atkins. He's a freshman at CHS, 5'8", 145. Saw some action last week at Greensburg in the quarterback spot, so a freshman quarterback.
You know, and Light was a freshman last year, of course.
Yes.
Atkins is,
young players on this, on both teams, in fact.
Another third and forever right here again.
They try the right side of the line, and South Dearborn doesn't give.
As Atkins come out.
Third down coming up for the Spartans.
You know, again, it's not that the play calls. I love the play calls. I love it's just that, Light, the line hasn't held off the defense enough to give him a little bit more time to make those good throws.
Dalton Light comes back in at quarterback, number 13 for Connersville.
Yeah, that throw to Dudas, he was forced a little bit. That throw to Du Bois just a second ago, he was forced. If he had a little bit more time, he would have dropped them right in there.
3rd and 9. Here's a game for the Spartans, and somebody breaking free and into the end zone. Donovan Foreman, number 6 for the Spartans.
Now, we've talked about a frame where we've been able to open up those holes and get 8-9 yards. We just haven't been able to put a streak together to get 10. And right there, that line just opened up beautifully for Foreman. He was touched right there, and he kept going, and just a beautiful offensive fundamental.
The blockers did their job that time, Ron, and opened up the hole for Foreman, who scampered into the end zone.
Yeah, that was a beautiful run there from Foreman, and he's going to hold it right here.
There's the extra point try coming up. Dalton Du Bois again is the kicker.
And it's good.
Spartans have scored for the second time tonight and go out in front over South Dearborn, 14-0. We'll be back with a Spartan kickoff to South Dearborn's Knights. But right now we're going to take this break. You're watching on TV3, the game of the week.
I am for the child who's had 7 addresses in a single year because she's in foster care. Because her father abused her. And her mother couldn't believe her. She is the child I am for. I am a CASA volunteer. I am you.
Kickoff to the South Dearborn team. Guy takes it at the 10, it's at the 15, 20, 25-yard line, 30. He's only got a couple of, he's only had about 2 Spartans before he got free for the goal line, but they brought him down.
Yeah, Atkins was there, the smallest guy on the field. If he's 5'8", then I think I'm about 7'5". He held on to that guy, didn't let go.
So South Dearborn will put the ball in play at their own 31, 32-yard line. We'll spot it.
Yeah, that was beautiful from Atkins there, the way he held that. We got to get that little ball girl off the field.
South Dearborn down 14-0 here in the first quarter at Connersville.
Fumbled the last 2 plays in a row.
Let's see if they can hang on to it this time. Here's the handoff, and guy going to the right of his line and into the Spartans. And
I don't think he gained anything.
It doesn't look like it.
I don't think
good defense by Connersville.
Yeah, again, our defensive line is very, very impressive.
That'll be 2nd and 10 to 31. Connersville 2 scores here in the opening period.
2 beautiful scores too. I mean, a beautiful run there from Foreman and a beautiful catch from Sullenberger.
Spartans on defense. Let's see if they can stop the Knights here. 2nd down, coming up. Here's a pass that is off the fingertips, intended receiver.
That was great coverage here from Sullenberger right there. I mean, he was plastered all over that guy.
So a 3rd down for South Dearborn.
And that was their only receiver running out, so you knew the ball was going to that guy right there. I mean, there was really no disguise at all, and Sullenberger read it very, very good, and good coverage there from him.
Comes up, the quarterback runs to the side. Ethan Getz, he's a sophomore at South Dearborn, gets a call from the coach back onto the field.
Yeah, young team, young.
Yes, they are. They've got, I think, 3 freshmen out there on that line.
Yeah.
Here's quarterback fading. Another picked off by the Spartans at the 42-yard line of South Dearborn.
Yeah, I mean, that right there was definitely not I mean, I don't know how the quarterback didn't see who he was throwing to, because Dudas was right in front, as we see right here, field level. I mean, Dudas is right. I mean, you see him right there. He's kind of coming off of it and went right in front the last minute. So, yeah, that was a good play from Dudas as he held his ground until he saw the ball thrown and then cut right in front of the receiver, and he picked it clean.
Spartans have the ball at the South Dearborn 41-yard line.
Nice shot from the field.
3:40 on the clock in the opening period. Spartans out in front by 2 touchdowns. There's the snap from
nice.
center. Getting a free is Foreman coming to the near side. He's got an open field, it looks like.
He's
into the end zone. Touch.
I tell you what, that's twice Foreman had gotten touched and able to keep his balance. I mean, that kid, I mean, he's a phenomenal runner right there. Give him the ball, and he took it and ran, and that was about a 40-yard run right there. As good blocking right there. Good blocking from.
Oh yes, that's who. Boy, that's if everybody follows through with their assignment.
Yeah.
That's the name of the game.
And we were worried about our running game earlier. Our running game was getting stopped. We were going between the tackles, and we couldn't do anything. When we started opening up a little bit, opening up that pass, and again, that passing is what's really helping us out with our running game right now.
We're going ready for the point after try. Foreman, who just scored the TD, will hold for Dalton Du Bois. Spartans line up. Here's the kick, and it looks good.
Yeah, it looks wide. Yep.
No, it was.
Yep.
Just went on the outside of the pole instead of the inside like I thought maybe it did.
Well, we're at an angle, so if we think it's good, then it should be good.
That's right.
Yeah, I think so.
3:29 on the clock here remaining in the opening period of this ball game, and the Spartans have a 20-0 lead over South Dearborn. We'll just keep it here as the officials about to place the ball at the 40-yard line, and the Spartans will be once again kicking off. Our kicker must be getting tired.
He's got to be tired, but that's a good tired friend. I mean, it's
Absolutely.
good to have your kicker tired like that. And I tell you, this is the longest first quarter we've had in a very long time because we've scored a lot, and I like that. I like that homecoming crowd going crazy.
Okay, ball will be placed down by Dalton Du Bois, number 32. He's a 5'9" junior at Connersville High School.
Now, again, Du Bois does so much for this team.
Spartans line up at the 35. Here's approaching the ball is Du Bois, and it is bouncing around, taken by the 15 on the 15-yard line by number 1, and he heads cross field. That's Timmy Dick, one of their main receivers, and he is.
I don't think he got to the 15th, maybe right at the 15th is where they stopped him right there. Again, wasn't sure if he was going to take the ball out, but he took it, and he ran about 45 yards sideways. I mean, and he went backwards a little bit. So, yeah, I think they're going to give it to him about the 14.5-yard line, I think.
So South Dearborn will get the football again, but we'll see for how long they keep it, Ron. I mean, they just.
3 turnovers. We've got 14 points out of those 3 turnovers.
Yes.
They've turned over the ball the last 3 series that they had. So, of course, our defense is really feeling it. We're not expecting to pass. I mean, and there
is one though, almost picked off by the Spartans on the far sideline.
That would have been a pick 6 right there if Dudas would have held on to that. Again, we had a lot of guys in the box, and I was surprised that they, But again, when you're being manhandled at your offensive line, you don't have time to have a play develop downfield. You got to get rid of that ball and get rid of it quickly.
Ball is a 15 of South Dearborn. Second down coming up, 10.
We've been the beneficiary, Fran, of this ball game of excellent field position. Of course, the opposite can be said for South Dearborn. They've had terrible field position.
Yes, they've been deep in their own territory. There's a high snap from center, and there's going to be a ball that almost intercepted by number 17 of Connersville.
They're going to call pass interference on Sullenberger right there,
Sullenberger, I didn't see it. He went high, I thought, to break up the pass. Apparently bumped the receiver.
Yeah, we're going to follow that. It looks like, holding. Yeah, it looks like they'll.
Spartans backing up, so that means that there'll be a walk-off against him.
Oh, yeah, definitely going to be a walk-off. They're going to take the penalty.
Right now, the official is explaining it to South Dearborn. I'm sure they'll accept.
Oh, yeah, they should.
On the defense. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Yep.
A mark off 10 yards for South Dearborn to give them a first and 10 at the 25-yard line. Their own 25.
I think that's their first down that they.
I believe you're right. Yes.
And they didn't earn it, but again, just shake that off. That was one of those fluke plays that anybody could have been caught on that.
We're in the air, I'm pretty sure. There is a pass that is fired to the side, and the intended receiver couldn't get to it. Number 8, Zach Otto, was the intended receiver on the far sidelines. Falls incomplete, so it's second down and 10.
Yeah, again, Fran, our defensive line is really disrupting the passing play right now. I mean, and that's all they're going to right now because we've been dominant with their running game, so they're reduced to passing.
A little over 3 minutes left to play in the opening period of this ball game here at Spartan Stadium, and Connersville is out in front, 20-0. Here's the snap. There's a pass to the side that is complete.
It's a fumble.
And there's a loose ball, and it's like somebody in red.
No, I think they got it.
Did they recover it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, that's their fourth fumble their third fumble they've recovered. Their first one right there is again, that was a dangerous play. It was behind the line.
Picked up a yard, maybe a little over a yard. So it's third down and 8.5 or 9 coming up for the Knights in their own territory. Down by 3 touchdowns. Comes a play in from the coach on the far sidelines for South Dearborn. Quarterback gives it the number of the play to his teammates, and they line up. It's been put a couple of guys wide to the near side and one to the far side. Here's a pitch. The pitch that is good, complete at the 46-yard line.
Yeah, I mean, right there, it was just enough on it to where their receiver number 83 had, right there, earned their first down. They got to be feeling pretty good. Good blocking there from their offensive line.
That play moves the chains for the Knights up to the 47-yard line, their own 47. Spartans send in a couple of new defenders here to see if they can stop the South Dearborn drive.
I tell you what, Zach Dick is listed at 6'3", 208. It looks like he's a little bit bigger than that. I mean, that kid out there, he's huge. We got to, he's been silent up until then, basically.
Once again, South Dearborn has men wide. Here's a handoff. Is there a loose ball? It's a 45-yard line. Somebody was dropped, and it's the official rules.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. I mean, that's 4 fumbles right there. They recovered 2 of them. I've never seen this many fumbles.
I haven't either.
Especially this is just the fourth quarter.
So second down coming up for South Dearborn. They were lucky to recover that ball.
Yeah. Well, it almost went right in one of our defensive linemen's hands.
Second down coming up. We're nearing the end of this opening quarter here at Spartan Stadium. Here's a complete pass to the 45-yard line of Connersville. It's going to be short of the first and 10, but that was a nice reception by the Knights.
Again, Zach Dick right there. He comes off the tight end position, and nobody's on him. You got to put somebody on him.
He's one of the sophomores that are playing for South Dearborn.
I would almost think that this is 4-down territory for South Dearborn.
3rd and 2 for the Knights at the Connersville 45-yard line.
Because this would be the first possession. If we happen to stop them on 4 downs, this would be the first possession.
And I believe we're nearing the end of the first period, so that was probably the final play of the.
Oh no, they got to call it. I mean, it's 2 seconds ago on the. So they're going to. He called timeout.
Okay, they're going to call time. Right.
Yeah.
Well, the clock was running down,
and I'm sure what he's doing, Fran, is probably figuring out if this is 4-down territory, and I believe it is. And the reason why I believe that is because of the fact that, again, we haven't been in our territory in a long time since the opening series. So, and you got to find a way to spark your offense, and I think this would be a good way to spark them if they were able to get a first down. In these next 2 downs.
It'll be 3rd down and 2 when play resumes here in the second, right after the timeout called by South Dearborn. 14 seconds on the clock in the opening period.
You know, Fran, for our listeners at home, our viewers at home, I should say, since we're on television, if you want to watch this game and think, okay, I want to watch it more, and you lose it and don't watch it, you lose it. Where are you going to lose it to? But anyways, go to YouTube, Local TV 3. Check it out. That's our station there.
That's right. It's on. They're all on there, and I hope the fans enjoy them.
You watch it on Friday and think, I want to watch it again, but you don't have time. Don't DVR it. Go to YouTube, Local TV 3.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that, Ron, to let the people know that where they're available.
Yep. All of our stuff is available. You and Sammy's show is available. My show's on there. All the county council, all the city council, all the government activity that you want to find can be found at one place.
Okay, play's about to be resumed. Now this will be the final play of the opening period, I'm sure.
Well, who knows where they pass? They may do it again.
Well, that's true. It would stop the clock with seconds remaining. Okay, let's see what Dearborn calls. Here's a guy rolling up for a pass. He's got a man at the 40-yard line for 1st and 10 for South Dearborn in Connersville territory at the 41.
Now, clock stops briefly for the resetting of the chains inside 2 minutes. And now it's going.
7 seconds remaining on the clock.
It feels like 7 minutes. And that's the quarter.
Okay, we played a quarter here tonight at the Spartan Stadium, and the Connersville fans are happy, and the team's happy because Connersville has scored 3 times and has a 20-0 lead over South Dearborn at the end of the first quarter. Ron and I will return with quarter number 2, but right now, a reminder that on TV3 you're watching the Game of the Week. Second quarter underway. South Dearborn goes to the air once again, and this time it falls incomplete at the 39-yard line. Number 83 was the intended receiver for South Dearborn, and that's Zach Dick.
Yeah, we definitely need to stop them right here. Of course, they got their that first down. Again, that anything that you can do to get your offense, pumped and ready to go, they did it. They earned that first down. They got a little bit of momentum right now going.
They're in Spartan territory.
For the first time in forever.
Down by 3 touchdowns. Here comes South Dearborn breaking from the huddle. Knights line up. Shotgun formation. Snap from center. There's a pass that is off the fingertips of the intended receiver as Sullenberger was there to bother the guy that the ball was intended for. And it falls incomplete and brings up a 3rd down.
Well, he was trying to thread the needle right there, throwing that right there. I mean, that was a bullet he tried to throw at his receiver. He had a couple red guys between them, and that was just maybe a little bit too hard, too much touch.
3rd and 10 for the Knights, and see what they do on this play. As we mentioned, they're in Connersville territory. Here comes a snap. There's a pass that is incomplete.
Yeah, I mean, the problem with these play calls, they're only going 2 or 3 yards. I mean, they need to get 10. And at least with that one, they needed to go 5. And, again, this is definitely 4-down territory because of the fact that Connersville hasn't been in their territory in forever. So you got to go with it and hopefully can score on or, get a first down in this. But I don't think they've had an average attempt of more than 3 or 4 yards each time.
I think you're right. I mean, they just can't get the job done.
Well, again, that's because the play of our defensive line, Fran, is just really getting in there, getting in their face. It's been dominant.
Here's a 4th and 10 coming up, and they're going to fire a pass that will be...
Oh, that's picked off. What a beautiful pickoff there from McHenry. That was awesome. Or was that Sullenberger? Can't tell.
I'm not sure. They're getting up right now.
I think Tim said it was Sullenberger. We'll find out here. I think Tim said it was Sullenberger.
Comes a replay.
That was McHenry right there who came in.
Tipped by Sullenberger.
Yep. Oh, that was a beautiful. I tell you about that. Reminded me of the Ohio State guy. Tip it to your own man. Yeah. Here's that replay right here. As Sullenberger, he's on that guy like glue, and he jumps up here and tips it. And
right.
then McHenry's right
number
there.
11 grabs the ball, and Christian McHenry. And the Spartans are once again in control, and the defense of the South Dearborn team must be getting tired, Ron.
Well, we lost about 30 yards on that. I mean, we could have probably tapped it down and then got the ball at the 40 instead of now we're with that interception. But, hey, that was a great play.
The Spartans take over their offense. We're out in front 20-0. Here's a snap from center. Coming to the near side, a runner, and dropped at the
there's a flag.
25-yard line. A penalty marker is down.
And I couldn't tell exactly what happened. Maybe a late hit. Maybe, I don't know, but we'll find out here in a second what's going on with that. It looks like he's pointing over to South Dearborn, so maybe against them. Not sure what it is. We'll find out.
Here comes
holding against us.
The play.
Let's find out if we can see any holding right there. Well, it looks like number 11 looked like he was kind of holding a little bit.
Number 32, the ball carrier for the Spartans. That's Du Bois.
Yeah, that flag came in a little late, so I wasn't quite sure exactly what happened on that.
Spartans will back up. They'll be deep in their own territory.
Holding. Still first down.
Holding foul penalty against the Spartans. Ball is at the 16-yard line.
Yeah. That looks like 16.
15.
Yeah.
So
actually, I think they have it on the 18.
Okay. So the Spartans with a 1st and 18 coming up here. Their own 18-yard line. Here's a snap from center. Man getting loose on the far side. I believe
There's
that's
another flag. That looks like that's going to be a holding again, too. We'll find out.
Another penalty flag is dropped.
Yeah, I didn't quite see the whole bit exactly where it was thrown. It looked like there may have been a hold or maybe an illegal block, but we'll find out here.
It's a nice run by Donovan. Took the handoff and went to his right. See what the officials are going to
looked like that was Alec. Here's Alec. He started going to hit, and he just held it right there. Look, Alec, he's...
Oh, that's right. I thought it was Donovan, but you're right. It's number 5.
Yep. Yep, another
one against the Spartans.
Yep. Couldn't quite see in that replay. I was, where the infraction happened, but nonetheless, it happened at the wrong time.
What, a 1st and 25, Ron?
1st and too long, yeah.
Spartans now really deep in their own territory.
Looks like it's 1st and 22.
Is a snap from center. Light takes the ball, hands off, and very little gain as they go into the right side of the South Dearborn line. Donovan was the ball carrier for Connorsville.
Yeah, no hole right there for him. Just a little what he tried to get through to get a little bit more yardage on that, but didn't have enough right there. Gained 3 on that. Again,
2nd down and long.
Yeah, the penalties, this series right here, I mean, it negates that nice run from Atkins.
Yes, 2 10-yard penalties against the Spartans.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that, we need to fix, even though we're up 20-0. I mean, that's something that we can't afford to happen anymore during this ball game.
Right.
There's another
penalty flag as the Spartans move the ball up to about the 20-yard line. But another flag is thrown. Donovan was the ball carrier, number 6.
False start. I thought I saw movement, but it just seemed like it came way too late. It seemed like we got through the hole when he threw the flag, so I wasn't sure exactly what was going on with that, but it looked like I did see a little bit of movement.
5 men in the backfield on the offense. It's declined. 3rd down.
Yeah, I would definitely decline that too. That's a good call to decline it because that gives them down 3rd down and still 3rd down and 19. Yeah, you definitely want to decline something like that.
Spartans trying to get out of their own way, Ron.
Oh yeah. We're South Dearborn's not doing anything we're doing this to ourselves.
Right.
Yeah, Kelly's calling timeout. He don't like what he's seeing.
We have 9:48 on the clock here on the opening half of tonight's ball game from Spartan Stadium. It's Connersville 20 and 0 for South Dearborn. And while we take this time out on the field, we'll take this break on the TV3 Game of the Week.
Cradles Child Care at the Hope Center offers a loving environment for children of high school students, college students, and our working parents. We accept infants 2 weeks of age to 3 years old. If you are looking for a low-cost child care, please contact 825-1244 or visit our website at hopecenterconnersville.com.
Play about to be resumed. Third down and real long for Connersville in their own territory. Here's the snap from center, man in motion, and it is Light who fires long, and it is almost intercepted by a South Dearborn boy, intended for Sullenberger at the 40-yard line, falls incomplete. Good defense by South Dearborn on that play.
Yeah, very good defense. Yeah, just a little underthrown right there, as Sullenberger did have a little bit of separation right there, but Light just kind of came up a little bit short. I like the play call. I like getting out there and going for it right there in one big gusto, and now we got to stop them.
The Spartans will be...
I'd love to see a fake.
They're going to punt?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, so it's 4th and 19. We got to punt.
I would think so.
Yeah,
is that Dalton DuBois back there?
That's not a good punt.
No, a snap from
That's
center.
Terrible punt. Terrible.
Yes, it go to the ground and pick it up. And comes out of bounds at about the 45-yard line.
Yeah, not a good punt. The reason why it wasn't a good punt was it was just a bad snap, and DuBois, they were on him like,
Yeah, it was a snap.
He had to get that away quick.
It was low. He had to pick it up off the ground, and
not sure where they're going to put it at.
I'm not sure either, just where the official is.
I thought they were looking at about the 30.
Standing at the 35-yard line.
Okay, 36-yard line. I wasn't quite sure.
Right, 36-yard line.
Yeah, again, they're in our territory. That's,
that's
we
right.
Have to stop them.
See what the Spartans defense can do here with 9:38 on the clock in the first half. Connersville up by 3 touchdowns. Man in motion for South Dearborn.
Oh, beautiful.
And a nice tackle by Connersville's number 23 back there. That was Brendan Schaefer, who caught that guy by the leg and dropped him.
Yeah, Braden, that guy came out of nowhere and just, that was a beautiful play by him. Again, our line is doing a phenomenal job tonight, Fran, stopping the run, forcing them to make pass plays and forcing the quarterback to make quick releases that he doesn't really want to make.
A 2nd and 16 coming up for South Dearborn. Their quarterback runs to the far sidelines to talk with his coach. Stephen Gates is the quarterback, comes back. Now there's a timeout being called, and it is a South Dearborn call. 8:55 to play, first half. Connersville 20, South Dearborn nothing. No scoring here in this second period so far. There's a timeout on the field. We'll take this break. It's the TV3 Game of the Week you're watching. Play resumed as South Dearborn lines up. They're on the attack. Got a 2nd down coming up, long yardage. They've been shut out so far in this ball game by the Spartans. Here's a handoff to the near side. Comes number 17, and a couple of Spartans drag him down. The ball carrier was Chance Spurringer. He's another freshman at South Dearborn. A couple of the Spartans dropped him at the 43-yard line.
Yeah, Dudas and Frank, if you watch it right here, looks like they run into each other. that's you're doing great. Look, they kind of
look at all the Spartans around him.
Yeah, Dudas and Frank right there came in there. Brent Frank, he's a senior, 5'11", and
good defense by the Spartans. Brings up a 3rd and long for South Dearborn.
I'm wondering. I will have to check during halftime. I don't know if South Dearborn actually has any positive yardage or not. I mean, they've been going backwards a whole lot tonight. There's another
try
play.
a running play, and the guy gets to the 45-yard line and push back to the 50.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to definitely have to punt right here. I mean, get the Spartans back, and they're deep in their territory. They're going to have to punt. They can't go for, well, I don't know. The other quarterback's finally coming out. I was going to say they're going to have to punt. This is just too long.
Ball's at the 44.
I mean, look at those red jerseys right there, Fran. I mean, you like that. You'd like to see all the
yes. Here comes a call in from the side. Adam Dixon is a freshman quarterback for South Dearborn. He's in the ball game right now, number 4. Are they going to go for it, Ron?
Yeah, unless they're going to do one of those short poop punts right here. And that's probably what you'll see happen. No.
There's a flag thrown at the 50.
Game.
Delay of game against South Dearborn.
Offense.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So the 25-second clock apparently ran out, right?
Yeah, I wasn't looking at the clock. I was amazed that they were actually going to go ahead and run a play. I mean, now it's 4th and 25 or 21. I mean, and it's yeah.
Anyway, the play comes in from Adam Dixon is back in at quarterback. I know Ethan Getz is back in at quarterback.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to call. Yeah, it's the timeout.
There's a timeout by South Dearborn.
Totally disorganized.
Yeah, as they say, chaos is okay as long as it's organized.
Well, yeah, as long as it's chaos on their side of the field, Fran. I mean, right now South Dearborn has no idea what's going on offensively. They've really not had any rhythm. Their last offensive series.
They're not meeting with their coach. They're staying.
I don't know what's
field.
happening.
I don't understand this one either. Now are coming a couple of players from the far sidelines back in.
Yeah, they do have their punter out there now. It looks like their punter's out there.
Spartans break from around their coach on the near sidelines, and they'll line up on defense. The Spartans will send Sullenberger deep, number 17, getting ready for a punt by South Dearborn. Here's the snap, good one from center. Good punt,
beautiful
end
punt.
over end. Sullenberger grabs it at the 15, and he hits the deck right now as the ball stayed in the air long enough for South Dearborn players to get down there and surround Mason. As he caught the ball, he was immediately dropped.
Yeah, not sure. I don't know if we see the replay right here. We'll find it. It looked like to me that one of the South Dearborn guys kind of led with his head. This guy coming in right here at the last minute kind of, no, maybe not. That was from our angle. Good faster play. Looked like he kind of leaned in a little bit, but he didn't.
Spartan at their own 15 will take over with a 20-0 lead. A little over 7 minutes to be played in the opening half.
Again, every time we've been in our territory, our offense is fluttered. So, we really need to do what we did when we were deep in their territory.
Up close to the center, the handoff, and a little bit of a gain, maybe a couple of yards. See how they move the chains. Not very far.
Yeah, again, we can't have, we can't have 3 yards. Actually, 3 yards in a cloud of dust is what Ohio State went under Woody Hayes, and it went by really well. But we haven't gotten that much.
2nd and 7 for the Spartans on their own 17-yard line. See if we can probably go to the air this time. Let's see what Light decides. Number 13 at quarterback. Nope, he's handing off, and the defense of South Dearborn holds. In fact, there may be a loss on the play.
Yeah, I don't think he definitely, if he got back to the line, will be lucky, and it looks like, he may have lost looked like about a half a yard.
Okay.
I mean, that's about what the yard marker guy.
I think you're right.
Donovan, about a few feet.
Number 6, he's in trouble real quick.
Yeah. Again, no hole opened up right there. It's we're up 20. It's.
The South Dearborn defense has looked pretty good the last couple of times.
Yeah, they have. And it seems like when they're down in our territory, it's when they do well.
Yes. 3rd down coming up. Spartans have the football.
And looks like we're calling a timeout.
Spartan timeout. 5:41 remaining in the opening period. Connersville out in front. 20-0 on a couple of nice passes for the Spartans in their first couple of touchdowns.
Nice runs there from Dubois. Or not Dubois, from Foreman.
Right in for the third touchdown, right.
Yeah, but Foreman had 2 runs.
That's right.
The first
That's
pass
right.
there from
You're
Sullenberger,
right.
and then Foreman had that about a 10-yard run, and then the last one was, I think, about 30 or 40.
Timeout's over, and the Spartans to put the ball in play.
You know, and I'm not sure what the strategy is when you know, when we're 3rd and 7 right here. It's, you know, do we try to go for it all right yet? Oh, that's a beautiful play, and he's gone. There's,
Here comes
Fran, you
Foreman
can
to
score
the
on
near
that.
side, to the 40, to the 50, the 40, the 30.
Yeah, that was a beautiful
20,
misdirection
the 10,
right there, and Foreman.
and
Wow.
He's in the end zone.
Yeah, I mean, that was unbelievable. You know, what I was going to say earlier was, you know, do we just go ahead and try to get it all right then and there, or kind of protect the ball? And, well, the answer was answered very quickly. We were going to go for it all, not just the first down, but get their touchdown. And that was a beautiful misdirection right there. The defensive line from South Dearborn was completely and utterly fooled. Look at him right there. They were going after McHenry, who doesn't have the ball.
That's right.
I mean, and McHenry had a hole where he would have got the first down if he had the ball. I mean, that was just unbelievable, and wow, that was a beautiful, beautiful misdirection right there. Light beautifully played that. McHenry beautifully played that. The line beautifully played that. That was, I'm going to say it one more time, that was beautifully executed right there, Fran.
A long run by Foreman, and the Spartans try the extra point. This one's good. And it's a 27-0 score in favor of Connersville.
Wow.
With 5 minutes and 27 seconds remaining in the opening half of this ball game here tonight at Spartan Stadium.
Hey, Du Bois has to have almost 150 yards this half.
As we prepare for the kickoff by the Spartans to South Dearborn, we'll take this break on the TV3 Game of the Week.
Bigfoot R.
Play basketball.
Boy foul.
Ball at the 40-yard line as the Spartans prepare to kick off again to South Dearborn. Nice one, end over end, bounces at the 15, taken at the 10 by number 10, I believe, is South Dearborn, and he is dropped around the 26-yard line.
Yeah, that was an 83-yard run there from Foreman, and he's got 133 yards, talking to the statisticians. And, you know, I mean, this kid, I tell you what, that you know, when you have that much green, you know, his eyes were huge the whole way.
You know, the Spartans, I think, are closing in on their total yardage of their first 3 games.
I think so. I absolutely think so. I mean, this is a big boost for the Spartans. Again, they're playing a team that you may think, well, this team is winless. Well, we are too. You know,
yes.
on paper, this is a perfectly
absolutely
matched team. I mean, they're a young team. We're a young team. It's just, you know, right now we're the ones who are coming out on top.
Who plays the toughest on both sides of the football is what it amounts to. Here's a handoff to number 1, and he streaks to his left and picks up a little bit of yardage. That's Timmy Dick, one of the freshmen at South Dearborn. Gets it to the 31, 32-yard line.
It was a nice run right there.
About the 34-yard lines where they finally spotted.
Yeah, I mean, that was a beautiful run by Timmy as he, you know, saw that hole and blitzed through it.
Second down coming up for South Dearborn. 2nd and about 2. Here's a snap. Here's a handoff, and the Spartans line holds, I believe. I think it'll be short.
Yeah, he's going to be probably maybe a yard short. So, yeah, I gave him about a yard. So, 3rd and 1, it looks like maybe.
Spartan defense trying to dig in here and prevent the South Dearborn team from keeping the football. 27-0 is the score. If you've just joined us here on TV3, Spartans have scored 4 touchdowns here in this ball game so far.
Impressive.
And they've only scored 3 in their first 3 ball games. Offsides against the Spartans, where they pulled off. Let's see.
We'll find out if we were pulled off. It doesn't look like we were pulled off at all.
The officials are talking it over. It's going to be a 5-yard walk-off against South Dearborn.
Oh, no, I think they were just going back. I couldn't quite see. I was looking out there, and I saw the replay come on. I couldn't see it again. Well, they're I'm talking about this off of the
That ball, encroachment on the defense.
Yeah.
Oh, it's against the Spartans. I thought it was going to be against South Dearborn.
Yeah.
I thought maybe he was pulled off sides or something.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't see him be pulled off, but that's an automatic first down. Again, they've got a lot of first downs on our mistakes.
Here come the Knights. Ball at their own 40-yard line. 1st and 10. There's a snap. Running to the near side, cutting a corner, getting free for pretty good yardage. Number 1, Timmy Dick. Spartans finally grab him and drop him in Connersville territory to 46-47. That's the 1st and 10.
Yeah,
there was a penalty marker down.
Yeah, I think it's
couple of them
down.
Yeah, we'll see what this is all about.
Maybe holding. Watch this hit. I mean, this guy gets rifled. 35. Our guy just Brent Frank.
Well, this is going to be against the Knights.
Yeah.
Offense, first down.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, Brent Frank, that kid's crazy. He came out of, I mean, that kid knows how to, he's a firecracker, Frank is.
10-yard mark off.
And to the Frank, Timmy Dick got up after that hit pretty good.
So the 1st and 20 for the Knights. Their own 32-yard line, 33.
Yep. That's got to drive a coach crazy where, they got a penalty.
There's a guy getting free, and finally the Spartans catch up with him, but not before he crosses the 50-yard line into Connersville territory. Good run by South Dearborn.
Oh, that was a very good run by South Dearborn. Again, the line opened up like the Red Sea, and their running backs, when they get a hold, they're very fast, and we haven't been able to see that all game long, Fran, is that hole right there wide open. And the reason why we haven't seen that much speed is because we've been on them.
Yes, but the Spartans were lucky there. They only had a couple of guys that he had to get by, but they caught him and dropped him.
Yeah, I mean, I was saying right during that play that, hey, they gave us one back, and then they earned it back.
1st and 10 for the Knights.
Yeah, that's
up through the middle of the line, and that's not the place to go, apparently, because the Spartans line really held and pushed him back.
And again, we've seen that all game long, that type of defensive stand for the Spartans. We've seen them, wow, do you think, I think he gave him a little bit more yards than I thought.
They gave him his forward motion, apparently, carried him to the 47.
Yeah, I would have thought that he only got maybe an inch or two over the line, but apparently I was wrong.
Okay, the Knights break from the huddle, just trying to wipe out that 0 on the scoreboard. Here's the snap, handoff from Getz. Guy runs to the left side, turns a corner, gets to the 45, 44-yard line. 3rd down coming up for South Dearborn. They're in Spartan territory at about we'll call it the 44. Third and 4. Under 2 minutes left to play in this opening half.
Yeah, we're not even playing for the pass.
Here's the ball carrier coming to the side and runs into traffic, and he's dropped right about the 46-yard line, a loss on the play.
Shane McLean, that guy's got a couple of tackles, a couple of nice tackles right there. So you see him just come out of nowhere.
Ball carrier was David Blair. He's a sophomore at
And there's a timeout.
South Dearborn. Spartans will be taking a timeout with 1:16 on the clock in the first half. They're out in front by a 27-0 score.
Yeah, definitely want to make a timeout there because, we'll have a minute to go if we stop them here. Again, this is 4-down territory for South Dearborn. They want to score. They want to have some momentum going into the locker room. If it's getting a first down or if it's even scoring, obviously that's what they want to do. They want to score going to the locker room. They don't want to have a goose egg on the board going into the locker room. So, of course, they're going to go right here on 4th down. We're going to stop when we call a timeout, maybe call an offensive play. Who knows? I don't know. I wouldn't think they would do that with the defense out there. But, again, a lot of the kids double up. But, the key is to stop them right here, and we'll worry about getting the ball whenever it's time. And I would imagine we would just take a knee.
Timeout's over. Spartans will be trying to stop this South Dearborn squad on a 4th down coming up for the Knights. As we mentioned earlier, both teams going in tonight's game winless. And this is in the athletic conference game. We'll talk a little bit about the conference run when we have a chance here, but it's kind of weird how it works. Here's the rolling out, and here's
that's an interception
pass that is picked off by the Spartans on the far sidelines.
And Sullenberger's gone.
Heading for the end zone
that's coming back.
Spartan, but flags all over the place.
Yep.
Penalty markers.
Well, no, he's calling against us. I was wondering who he's going to call it against.
Who was the ball carrier, Ron?
That was Sullenberger, but it's coming back. Well, we should get the ball at the spot of the foul. I'm not quite sure, but it's definitely our ball. We'll find out.
1 minute and 1 second on the clock, and see what the officials are ruling. And they're getting together, conferring. Right now the head official goes to the far sidelines.
Block in the back. 10-yard penalty, be 1st down.
Spartans have, how many times have we intercepted, Ron? Have you kept track?
Oh, that's 3rd time.
Okay.
I'm not talented enough to keep track of all that stuff.
46-yard line.
I made the comment that we're probably going to call an offensive play when we have the defense ball. But anyways, that was just a great play there from Sullenberger, a great athletic play, and unfortunately it was called back with a block in the back. And
okay, Spartans go on the attack here, trying to add to their 4-touchdown lead. Light is running for his life. He looked for an open receiver and couldn't find any. By that time, he was surrounded by guys in white and blue, and is dropped for a loss on the play. The ball will be at the 47-yard line, I believe, when the officials spot it. Final seconds of this quarter and half.
Wow,
number 13 fires long.
Oh, beautiful play
it's
from Du
complete
Bois.
To the 22-yard line. Who got that, Ron?
That was Du Bois. That was a beautiful play. Light right there, and it's coming back. A flag out there, it's coming back. But that was a beautiful play right there.
Yes, it was.
There's a penalty, and that's crazy. We're probably just going to start taking a knee right now.
These penalties have been a real problem here.
Yeah, we've had too many penalties tonight.
Yes.
It's not something that or that's something you can control. And I didn't catch the call. I was too busy watching the replay. I didn't see what was going on with the call, but we'll find out if he's going to make a call.
Illegal block below the waist.
Wow, that's
on the
crazy.
offense.
Yeah, you can't have that. You can't have that.
They watch that very closely, don't they?
Oh yeah, well that's a dangerous. That
can cause a real injury.
Yeah. So now it's 2nd and 49. I think but we've had some great plays called back, and again these are plays that mental mistakes. We can't have that.
Yes.
Again, we're up 27-0, but when we play the better teams, it's going to burn us.
Absolutely. Well, we've seen that in some of the games that they've played this season. Here's
he's wide.
There's a pass that is complete to Sullenberger. He gets free of his man and is dropped at the 30-yard line.
Oh, that was a great save for Sullenberger. He had to come back. As Light was rolling out, Sullenberger had to come back, and Light put it right where he needed to put it. And Sullenberger, of course, uses his wheels to get free and gain an extra 10, 15 yards.
That's right. He shook off the defender and kept going.
Yeah, they're going.
Ball at the 31-yard line of South Dearborn with 4.8 seconds remaining in the opening half. Here's
What,
a
another flag?
I don't know what these guys.
Yeah, this is. Do they just not like having the flag in their? I don't understand.
I have no idea what that one's all about. Let's see what the call is.
Sideline warning against Connorsville.
Oh,
I have never heard of that.
the kids lined up along the. I think there's a mark there they're not supposed to cross, and
I'm sure they. I'm glad they didn't give them a.
Right, I think they give them one
35-yard
warning, but if it
penalty.
happens again, I think you're in deep trouble.
Yeah.
Okay, Light will be in the shotgun right now. Looking for a pass play with seconds remaining. Has the ball, he fires it, and it is
Going to be. Oh, almost.
almost, but incomplete. Falls incomplete. That was a good play, but the Spartans just couldn't hang on, and that's the end of the first half of tonight's ball game. 27-0 is the score at the end of the first half. The Spartans out in front. We're going to take a break here on the TV3 Game of the Week, and then we'll return and sort of recap the scoring. You're watching on TV3 the Game of the Week. Well, Ron, quite a change from what the Spartans are accustomed to at halftime.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're used to being down, unfortunately, this much. But the Spartans played very well. We had some penalties there towards the end when we were kind of rushing our offense. That needs to get fixed. But I like the play call. I like the passing. I like the way that our defensive line has played very, very well. I like the way that our offensive line has played well. We opened up holes. We've been able to really play our game the way that we want to play it. So, again, this is a very good locker room, a very happy locker room that Adam Kelly hasn't had in a while. And, again, these kids are still young. They had a little bit of momentum where they scored their last 3 touchdowns against the team they played last week,
Greensburg.
And so, they're building on that. And, again, this is an improvement process. I think these kids are going to be a lot better at the end of the season than they were in the beginning.
Oh, good point. Good point. Mason Sullenberger scored the first touchdown for the Spartans with 7:28 left to play in the opening period, and the extra point was good. They went up 7-0, and then Donovan Foreman scored to make it a 14-0 score. That was also in the first quarter. Then Foreman scored again with 3:29 left to play in the first quarter. Went in to make it a 20-0 ball game, as the extra point try was missed. And then in the second quarter, it was Foreman again scoring on the long run. Was it 82 yards?
83.
83 yards. 5:27 on the clock in the first half remaining when Foreman went in on the long run to make it a 27-0 score here at the halfway mark. So the Spartans have been in control of this ball game.
Yeah, they've been in control this entire time. Again, the penalties have been just crazy.
Yes.
I mean, getting a sideline warning. I mean,
we
we've been getting called for everything.
We have a score maybe a 50-0.
Well, that run back from Sullenberger on that pick six, that came back on a block in the back. So
Right.
again, yeah, we would have probably. We've been up a couple plays, or a couple more touchdowns. Again, very impressed with the way that we played. Again, our defensive line, to me, is probably is what's been doing the best. I mean, we've had a couple plays where they kind of had some long runs, but for the most part, we've been able to shut them down when we needed to.
Now what the Spartans need to do is play a solid second half.
Yeah.
They've had problems putting 2 good halves together this season.
Yeah, we definitely need to play 2 solid halves right here because of the fact, again, we're getting into the conference. You talked about earlier about how the conference, how it's kind of.
Well, it's 4A and 3A teams make up the Eastern Indiana Athletic Conference. And in football, there's a championship for the 4A schools and a championship for the 3A schools.
Oh,
now
like
in basketball,
they don't have that.
there's one championship that is awarded to the school that wins the most conference games, but it's in this 4A and 3A, which is based on your enrollment, right? Yeah. And somewhere along the line, it was decided that the conference in football would have the 2 championships. So actually, the Spartans only play 4 games against 4A opponents.
Oh, well, and I don't know what South Dearborn is right now.
South Dearborn is a 4A,
Oh, good.
Lawrenceburg a 4A, East Central a 4A, and Connersville a 4A.
Yeah, and of course East Central is pretty much the class of this area,
Right.
of our whole conference.
Right.
And again, we have them coming up here in a few weeks as well.
Yes.
We have Rushville next week. Again, that's a winnable ball game as well. So
You know what happened at Rushville last year?
Yeah,
we had the ball game won and let it slip away in the final seconds.
Yeah, we were up. If I remember right, that was our first road game that we ever did on TV3.
Right.
And we were up, I think, 41-19, and they came back and beat us. So we definitely have to. That's a winnable ball game. So again, we need to put 4 quarters together today, and then of course tonight, and then come back next week, and hopefully keep the momentum going.
Yes.
That's definitely what we have to do.
Anyway, we're at halftime here of the TV3 game of the week, and it's 27-0 in favor of Connersville over South Dearborn. As we mentioned, they're located at Aurora, and they can be a pretty good team because they're so young and everything.
Yeah,
and the Spartans are young too.
Yeah, we're young too. They're young. They're growing. They're fortunately for tonight for us, our team is growing a little bit more than they are, which is good.
Right. We're playing a lot of underclassmen, and as South Dearborn is too. Well, it's halftime, and the Spartans have the lead, and we're going to take a break here and be back right after this on the TV3 Game of the Week with the second half of tonight's game, South Dearborn at Connersville. Second half time, everybody, for high school football from Spartan Stadium in Connersville, and CHS with a lead of 27-0 as we're about to begin the second half of this ball game. First half, a great offensive show by the Spartans, Ron.
Yeah, very impressive. Again, one thing that I was impressed with the Spartans is that their offense really wasn't that predictable. Again, there was a few times where we had about 3 or 4 plays where we would go between the tackles, but for the most part, we were able to open it up. We were able to establish a passing game. Our line did its job. Very, very impressed all around with the offense. The only negative was that towards the end of that second quarter, we started getting crazy penalties. A block below the knees, a blocking behind the back that negated that long interception return from Saltenberger. So, we got to clean that up.
Spartans will be kicking off to South Dearborn to open up the second half of this ball game. Whoever wins this game will have their first victory of the 2007-2016 football season.
And it's always good to get your first victory. Well, actually, you want to get your first victory the first game of the season, but again, it's our second home game of the season. We've been on the road for the past couple of weeks against some high-quality opponents in Franklin County. Of course, Franklin County has been a powerhouse for years.
Yes.
But, again, Franklin County and then Greensburg getting back here. Again, I would not have suspected the first couple of series between both teams that we would be up 27-0. I thought that this would be a defensive stand.
I agree with the statistics that we reviewed before the ball game began. They were so equal.
Yeah, very equal. So I figured it would be a very, very, hard fought
Here's
game.
a Spartan kickoff, and it bounces to the 10-yard line. Here's a ball carrier coming up to the 30-yard line before he's finally dropped, maybe inside the 30. See as they umpire. Yes, it will be inside the 30-yard line. You're on the 27-yard line.
Yeah, the Spartans definitely want to establish or reestablish their dominance as the defensive line has been playing superb. They have forced their passing game into only being able to attempt a couple of plays over 5-10 yards. They had that big one late in the second quarter, but for the most part, they've been pressuring their quarterback.
Here comes the first play of the second half, South Dearborn.
A run, I'm shocked.
Again, see it right up through the middle, I believe. He tried to go over center and maybe got to the line of scrimmage.
They have not
lost a lot. Looks like he lost a yard.
They have not really. Again, they haven't really done anything offensively by running the ball. The couple of times that they've been able to have some holes, we've seen some speed from their running backs. And again, that just shows you how well we've dominated, where we really haven't seen it that much.
Here's a play going over the left side of the line. Brings it up to about the 29. We'll place it down at the 30. That's where they're going to spot the ball.
Again, another third and long, and there's no way that they're going to go for it if they stop here, unless it's, maybe fourth and an inch. But for the most part, this is where we want to be coming out of the locker room, a third and long situation.
Knights break from the huddle, line up. Spartan, the defense sets. Here's a runner coming to the near side, finds a hole, being chased, gets to the 40-45 and shoved out of bounds at about the 48. Good run by South Dearborn.
Yeah, that was a nice run right there. Again, that's the speed that I was talking about. They showed some signs of that speed in that second quarter when they were able to stretch out our offense or our defense. And again, we saw that during the Richmond ball game. When they were able to stretch out our offense, they were able to make things happen. We'll find out if this is going to be a recurring theme with South Dearborn this second half, stretching out our defense, because going inside, it's not done anything for them.
Timmy Dick, a freshman wearing number 1, is a ball carrier with a big gain. Here's the handoff from the quarterback Getz. And the Spartans get to the ball carrier right now and shove him back to about the 45-yard line.
Yeah, I'm not sure. They're going to give him right to the line. They're not going to get him any more than that. And again, trying to go inside the line right there, they can't do it. Stretching out seems to be the best thing for them.
Second down coming up for the Knights. The opening plays of the second half here tonight. Spartans with 4-touchdown lead. There's a ball carrier coming to the near side, dragged down at the 47-yard line. Around the line of scrimmage.
I think he may have lost a yard or so right there. No, it looks like they're going to,
It's the umpire.
And I think that guy's injured.
Ball carrier
he's injured.
Is kind of hurting in a big way, I believe. And that's David Blair, a sophomore. South Dearborn. He's going to, he's leaving the ball game.
Yeah, he's got to get out of there. I'm not sure exactly what happened to him on that, but he definitely is coming out. They're going to have to get him out pretty quick.
Yeah, he finally makes it to the sideline. Now the Knights line up. Third down, long. Rolling out for a pass is Getz. He's being chased by 3-4 Spartans, and he's finally knocked out of bounds about the 43-yard line. Good defense by Connersville.
Yeah, very good defense. Getz is only 165 feet 9, and he was, there was nobody to throw that ball to.
No, he was. Spartans throwing him right now.
Yeah, right there. He was outside the guard position. He was outside the box right there. He could have probably went ahead and threw that out of bounds and not lost the 3 or 4 yards and not taken that unnecessary hit.
It's at the 44-yard line, and a punt coming up by South Dearborn. Spartans will be getting the ball for the first time in the second half.
Yeah, that last punt that they had, which I think was the only punt they had, was a very good punt, and that one's a great punt too.
The ball comes to the ground about the 25-yard line.
That's a great punt.
Keeps rolling finally down deep in Spartan territory.
Yeah, very deep in Spartan territory. That was beautiful there from the South Dearborn punter.
Yes.
I think it looks like they may put us on the 12-yard line, 12.5-yard line. We'll find out exactly where it's going to be. But, again, we really don't need to change much other than to not make those penalties, those, blocking below the knees and, blocking the back. We need to just execute as we did those first 2.5 quarters up into that last series, and we'll be successful.
Number 13, Dalton Light, comes to the near sidelines, gets a play call from Coach Kelly and relays it to his teammates, and Spartans break and line up. Deep in their own territory, 1st and 10. Here comes the play up to the middle, maybe a couple, 3 yards gain, not over that.
I'm not sure exactly what they look like. They only gave him about 2.
2nd and 8 coming up.
Yeah, that was that was a hard fought 2 yard lines 2 yards right there for our guy.
We're in the third quarter of play here at Spartan Stadium tonight. Cutters will line up, light under center. Here's the snap. Here's the play coming
That's
up.
a
Man
beautiful
getting
play.
loose. Up
He's
to
gone.
the
That's another
30,
touchdown for
35,
Foreman.
40.
Well, he may not be.
He's
He
in
may get caught.
South Dearborn territory, and he is dragged down at the 9-yard line, I believe.
Yeah, I don't know if he saw that guy coming up, if he slowed down, but, you know, that number 27 for South Dearborn, he turned on the Jets and saved the touchdown. That's another 80-plus yard run from, he's over the 200-yard mark. Foreman had 157 going into the showers. He definitely added to that. He's well over 200 right now. Again, that was another fake right there, beautiful fake right there. And Foreman, you know, I called it right there that he was gone, but as you see 27, he's not giving up. And it looked like Foreman maybe took a little bit off the gas
I think
there.
you're right. He slowed up a little bit, and Spartans had the ball at the South Dearborn 10.
Yeah, you definitely want to keep those
goal.
Jets going. Now 27, Kyle Vandenplin. And it looked like there was a
mix-up and
fumbled.
Loose football, fumble.
Yep, and then South Dearborn saying they have it.
Well, they haven't unpiled yet here.
Yeah, we'll find out. Yeah, we have it. Thank goodness that Du Bois got it.
Number 32 fell on the football for the Spartans.
Yeah, that's our first fumble. Thank goodness we recovered. You don't want to make these mental mistakes when we're deep in their territory.
Lost a couple of yards on the play. Spartans break from the huddle, trying to push it into the end zone here. Light under center. Looks over the defense of South Dearborn. Takes a snap. Feeds off to number 11, and McHenry is in.
He's in there.
No, not quite.
Yeah, it looked like I thought he may have been in there right. Okay, he was tripped up there on. Wow, he looks like he's about at the 2.
So
at the 1 yard line. I tell you, from our angle, it's hard to see exactly where we were at. Nice run.
Spartans trying to get a touchdown here in the opening minutes of the second half to go along with their 4 touchdowns of the first half.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we'll go for a field goal if they stop us here or if we'll just go for it all the way.
Here's a play up through the center. South Dearborn kids are clapping, so they apparently have stopped the Spartans.
Maybe gain an inch or so. Yeah, I mean, look how close we are, friend. Look at that ball right there. I mean, that's about as close as you can get without scoring a touchdown.
That's right. So a 4th coming up. Here comes Light getting the call of what play from the coach.
Definitely have to score right here.
Relays it to his teammates, and the Spartans will try to push it in.
You know, 4th down. You know, obviously you have to score. But this is you have to score, you know, the scenario. I mean, you're coming down this far and not scoring is you really.
There's a snap. Light, I think, carries it in, I believe.
That was very good. Yeah, you don't want to give. You definitely had to score right there, and the reason why, obviously, they would get the ball, but you don't want to give South Dearborn any momentum whatsoever.
That's true. Spartans with a touchdown goes up 33-0 here in the third period. Point after try coming up. 4 minutes and 6 seconds remain to go here in the third quarter. Dalton Du Bois will try the point after. Foreman will hold. It's on its way.
It's good here.
Good one.
Good job. Nice. Nice series from the Spartans.
Score is Connersville 34, South Dearborn nothing. Here in the third period with just over 4 minutes left to play. Before the Spartans kick off to South Dearborn, we'll take this break. You're watching on TV3, the game of the week.
This is Titan 1-4. No signs of life.
Titan 1-4, hold your position.
What do you got?
Unmanned aircraft is identifying enemy sniper.
Copy that. Let's move. Thanks, Reaper 1-1. We got it from here. Sensors coming
Ball placed down at the 40-yard line for the Spartan kickoff to South Dearborn. The Knights will be receiving the ball at the 5-yard line. Here comes the return, picking up speed, and a good return up to the 35-yard line before it's finally dropped down. He went through a lot of Spartan defenders, the ball carrier did.
Yeah, he did.
That was
number 47.
He was a fellow that went out with an injury, I think, earlier.
Yeah,
didn't
David Blair, he came back.
He's back in, David Blair, yeah.
I was about ready to say that he probably should have let that ball go to the end zone and get it to 20, but, I was wrong because he gained, 11 more yards than what he would have got if he'd have let it go in the end zone. So that was a good.
Yeah, ball resting near the 35-yard line.
And again, showed some speed in that. We haven't really seen South Dearborn speed. They do have it. And that just shows you how good our defense been, where we've been just taking them out of that game.
So the Spartans defense called on again here in tonight's ball game to stop the Knights if they can. Quickly out of the huddle, tight formation by.
That's a false start on them.
South Dearborn. There's going to be a 5-yard mark off against the Knights.
Our defense, Fran, when we have that kind of a lead, 34-0. We had this kind of
delay game, offense, still first down.
When we have this kind of a lead, you play. There's no pressure. And these kids have played with pressure defensively all season long. So this is new for them to play freely, to play.
Right. Yeah, they always played from behind in their first 3 ball games.
There's always been that pressure of, hey, we have to stop.
Once you get the lead, it's a whole different ball game.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like you can see the play develop a little bit slower when you don't have that pressure.
Yes, certainly. But to play from behind all the time is really tough.
Oh, yeah.
Here's a play over the left side of the line and maybe a pickup of a couple. We'll see. I'm not sure, the umpire.
In South Dearborn, if you notice, they really haven't had that many passes. I don't remember if they've had any this quarter or not, but and again, that's a nice field shot right there. As you see our guys just clog up that hole. And again, we've been able to do that. Again, it's when you're playing with that less pressure, everything's in slow motion.
A 2nd and 12 for South Dearborn. Here's the ball carrier coming to the near side. He may have gotten to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. There's a 4th down coming up. It's like another punt situation.
Is it 4th or was it just 3rd?
Oh, okay. I was thinking it was 4th.
It looks like they gave him a half a yard on that.
Yeah, it's about the 32-yard line and inches maybe.
I don't know if that's Bob Powers over there on the chain game.
I think it is.
Is it Bob?
Bob's running the chains for many consecutive years.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Bob's
Here's a pass that is off the fingertips of the intended receiver. Almost grabbed by a Spartan. Now it's 4th down.
And again, the quarterback had so much pressure on him. Their receiver was open. Dick was open, but he had the pressure the quarterback did in his face, and he just made a bad pass. That's not a bad pass. That's us causing a bad pass. You know what I mean?
Sullenberger will go deep for Connorsville to receive the punt.
The way this guy kicks, he better go out in the woods. This guy's got a leg.
Okay, South Dearborn about to give up a football here in the 3rd period. Yet to score. Here's the punt. This one will come down around the 41-yard line, bounce around to the 39. Finally down by South Dearborn. Spartans will take over at their own 39, leading in this ball game 34-0. 2 minutes and 33 seconds remaining in the 3rd period.
Yeah, that was his worst punt so far.
Exchange of footballs as a little guy from the near sidelines takes a new football out to the official.
Oh, they love it.
They get these little youngsters.
Yeah, they love it.
Here come the Spartans breaking from the huddle. And wide to the right and left. Light under center. Calls the play, a pitch out to Sullenberger, and Mason goes no place. He goes sideways, tries to cut a corner, but when he does, he's met by guys in white and blue.
Yeah, he was definitely, I mean, as soon as he got the ball, he had guys all over him. That's, nothing he can do about that. I mean, somebody on the offensive
a loss on the
line
play,
messed up.
2nd and 16. South Dearborn's defense looked pretty good on that play.
Yeah, very, very good on that.
Yes, they had that one figured out. Connersville lining up. Receivers wide to the right and left. Light under center, takes a snap.
That's a pass.
He will pass and it's way out of the reach of anybody. Falls incomplete.
Yeah, and it looked like Sullenberger got bumped at the line a little bit, but kind of delayed where he should have been, and again, not that much time for Light to pass, and I don't even know if he saw where he was, where Sullenberger was at, but it looked like, again, Sullenberger got bumped at the line and kind of delayed him getting out to where he needed to be.
3rd down coming up.
I tell you what, I've been impressed with Light so far. I've seen the maturity of him since he was a freshman last year, and he had went through so much growing pains. Fran, it's one thing to be a freshman, but when you're a freshman with other freshmen, you grow together. And there's a flag, and I'm not sure what they're going to call it on.
The play up ball is carried up to around the 40-yard line, and I don't think the carry error brought down, but the officials finally blow the whistle.
Yep.
Signal the end of the play. A penalty coming up against the Spartans, I believe.
Yeah, I didn't see the false start on the Spartans, which put us way back a little bit more.
Illegal formation on the offense. 5 men in the backfield.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Declined. 4th down.
Yeah, I was going to say, they would definitely for them to decline that. As we see some of the Spartans basketball players right there. Yeah, they're loving every second of that. They're ready to get back on the courts of Spartan Bowl. We got Carey up here in the box.
Well, come November, the girls, I think, open on November the 3rd, and the boys on the 22nd or 23rd.
Yep. 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 That's not a good punt.
Here's the punt. Not a good one at all. Comes to down at the 45-yard line. Rolls out of bounds at the 39 is where South Dearborn will have the football to begin their series of plays that try to get on the board. 34-0. We're in the final minute almost of this 3rd period of play.
Yeah, that's probably been our weakness so far tonight, Fran, is our punting. I don't know if if it's coming off. It looks like it's coming off his foot.
39 is where the ball is placed. South Dearborn on their own 39. Shotgun formation. Quarterback takes a snap. Will fire a pass that is picked off by his Spartan, by Sullenberger,
no flag.
And he will head for the end zone.
Yeah. I don't see a flag. That would have been 2 for him tonight if it wasn't for that block in the back. So Sullenberger got one tonight.
So in the final minute of the 3rd period, the Spartans strike once again.
Yeah, that was a beautiful play from Sullenberger. A very nice read on him. I mean, the quarterback, tried to rifle it in there, and Sullenberger, again, he, nice. I mean, nice protection. It's just, Sullenberger came. Actually, it wasn't a good throw. It was behind the receiver, right to Sullenberger, and he pretty much went in untouched. He got his pick 6.
Getting ready for the extra point as the Spartans try to put their lead up to 41-0. Here's a snap. There's a flag, and the Spartans run it in, but I believe the Spartans are going to be penalized, and they'll do it again.
Yeah, we'll find out. And it looked like somebody got injured. Hopefully it's just his. Yeah, it looks like it's just a
number 32.
cramp.
That's Chris Dudas, I believe, isn't it?
No, 32. That's Du Bois.
Oh, Du Bois.
Yeah, with their working on his leg, it looks like he just has some cramps. Thank goodness. Yeah.
Can't see where the officials spot the ball. The penalty flag is at the 15-yard line. And they are putting the ball at the...
It's an official timeout right now.
Timeout. The ball is being placed about the 8-yard line, looks like.
I didn't catch what the call. Couldn't tell what the call is, but it looks like we still got our guy down over there. They're still working on his leg. Again, just probably a cramp. And surprisingly, which we have seen the first cramp of the night is he's getting up. He'll get worked on, and you know what cramps feel like, Fran. It's not good to feel.
Oh, I know. I've had them before, and a lot of hurt. Adam Kelly talking to his quarterback Dalton Light on the sidelines, and now that conversation is over, and the Spartans will.
Yeah, they'll have to go for 2 right here from the 8-yard line. They're not going to go ahead and kick it.
See if they can convert a couple. They lead 40-0 right now. That was another penalty.
That's unbelievable.
Is this delay of game or what? I'm not sure what.
I don't know. I guess he wants to salute the flag.
Dead ball penalty. Illegal substitution.
Illegal substitution.
Yards. Aye.
Another, wow. We're seeing it all tonight, Fran.
A little bit of everything, right?
We're seeing it all. I mean, I've not seen that before.
It's the 13-yard line is where they're going to put the ball now. Okay, Spartans in the huddle, talking over the play, and now they break.
This is a long 2-point conversion. This may be the longest we've ever seen. Oh, wow, we had a guy wide open.
Yeah, that is out of the reach of Sullenberger, so the extra point try is not good.
Yeah, Dudas was wide open. I'm not sure why we didn't go. No, actually, who is that? Is that Dudas? We had one of our guys wide open. Yeah, it looks like it was Dudas that was wide open, and they chose to go. No, that wasn't Dudas. That was number 28, Urban. Urban was wide open. And they chose to go to Sullenberger. I mean, I could have thrown it to Urban. That's how wide open that guy was. But
apparently, Light didn't see him in time.
Yeah, so. Well, I think it was actually. I think the whole play was designed to go to Sullenberger. But he had enough protection where if he saw him out of the corner of his eye, he could have stopped and thrown it on over to Urban. Very impressive series there from the Connersville Spartans. Foreman had that 80-yard run during that. That was a highlight of that series.
Spartans will be kicking off to South Dearborn again. Connersville up 40-0.
Again, never would have thought that we would be up 40-0.
That's right.
Again, on paper, it's very, very even.
I thought it might be a high-scoring game, but very close.
It would have been one of those things where it would have been a back-and-forth game, or it could have been one of those defensive stands where nobody would have done anything.
That's true. Here's a kick picked up at the 10 by a South Dearborn boy. Comes up through the center, picks up some blockers. He's dropped at the 30. Well, not quite. He's pushed back to the 20.
I know this is for them, but it almost feels like it seems like if you don't get thrown down to the ground, you should probably get 10 more yards. I mean, just especially when you have more than 3 guys on you.
Balls will be spotted at the 30-yard line. South Dearborn takes over in their own territory, 70 yards away from pay dirt, and they have yet to score tonight. Let's see what the Knights can do here. They're huddling and talking over the play. Now they break. Gets us their quarterback, sophomore. So both teams using sophomores tonight in the quarterback spot. Gets to the 30-yard line. Line of scrimmage almost. I don't believe they're going to move the chains here. So 2nd and 10 for South Dearborn.
No gain on the 20. We'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Outreach. Go ahead, Ron.
No, I was going to say, it just seems like there's been a lot of 2nd and 3rd 10. 2nd and 10, 3rd and 10.
Yes.
again, our whole defensive unit has just played phenomenal.
Clock is running out. I'm not sure they'll get a play off or not. I guess they will.
Yeah, they'll try to get one off. Oh, maybe not. Nope. No, I guess.
No, they did.
Yeah, that was like they didn't want to do anything. I thought he may have taken it. I mean, it just looked like just nonchalant right there. That
back at the 21-yard line is where the ball carriers dropped.
Yeah, the quarterback dropped the ball. It looked like, again, it was like nonchalant.
It's the end of the third period. The score is Connersville 40, South Dearborn nothing. We'll have the final 12 minutes of this ball game for you. Right now you're watching TV3 Game of the Week.
I am for the child who lives in motels, cars, and shelters, now in foster care, a group home, where he sleeps not on a bed, but on a temporary cot. He is the child I am for. I am a CASA volunteer. I am you.
Here we go with the final 12 minutes of tonight's ball game from Spartan Stadium.
Another third and forever for South Dearborn.
Poor South Dearborn. They've had a real struggle tonight. There's another pass off the fingertips of the intended receiver and almost grabbed by a Spartan, but it falls incomplete.
Bring up 4th and long.
Yeah, I thought for sure that there may have been another interception right there. That was
it had all the makings of it, didn't it?
Yeah. Again, that's just, he's only really had one, and that was the last interception he threw where he had a bit of a time, the quarterback there. He had a little bit of a time.
There's a punt coming up by South Dearborn, giving up the football in the opening seconds of the final period. Spartans have a man deep at the 42-yard line. Here comes a punt, high, end over end. Comes down around the 40 and rolls out of bounds.
38 maybe. Yeah.
Spartans will be taking over their own 37, 38-yard line.
Again, who would have thought would have been up this much, 40, and again, we've had would have been two defensive touchdowns. We've only had the one.
Spartans in a huddle. See if they can add to that 40-point lead. Here they come. Man wide to the left, top of your screen.
Atkinson, quarterback right there.
There's a snap. Play comes to the right.
That was a fumble.
No good.
Fumble
picked up by the South Dearborn boy. And he is dragged down at the 5-yard line.
Yeah, I was going to say there was a shutout right there, so we definitely got to pick it up the defense.
Let's see what happened on that play.
That was just it looked like Atkins ran into our guys.
Here comes a replay. There's a collision of players. Loose football.
Yeah, Atkins.
And grabbed by number 5 for the
I don't know why their guy didn't
team. That's Tristan Reinhardt, another sophomore. And South Dearborn has the ball at the 4.5-yard line. First and goal. Here they come, tight formation for the Knights. As close as they've been to the end zone all night, Rob.
Yeah, they've usually been into
the
other
handoff, and the ball carrier dropped at about the 7-yard line. Going to be a little bit of a loss on the play. Second down coming up for the Knights. They'll place it at the 6-yard line. See if the Spartan lines can hold or not here. That'll be a real test for the defense right now.
Yeah, I mean, this defense is pumped up, Fran. I mean, it's 40-0. We're winning. They're still playing with that looseness, that calmness. But right now, they want to secure that shutout for the offense. They want to help them out. The offense fumbled the ball. It's unfortunate. We've had two fumbles. We've lost that one. We've recovered the other one. So we definitely want to
Here come the Knights.
Another one.
The ball carrier is going to be caught.
Yeah, he may have gained a
the
yard
far
or two.
sidelines is where all the action is.
South Dearborn definitely wants to score, so this is going to be 4 down territory. We definitely want to stop them. So, I don't.
Third
sure
down
if they're
coming
gonna
up.
pass.
Ball at the 5-yard line. Spartans line up. Tight defense. Here's the play.
Oh, he's been dragged back. Wow.
He's shoved back around the 8-yard line. I'm not sure where the forward motion.
Yeah, he may get back to the line of scrimmage.
I think so, about the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 4th coming up.
Let's see where they gave him right there. I mean, again, it's just the offensive line or defensive line just overpowered theirs. And it looked like they gave him a yard. It's up to the 3.
See what the coaches call from the far sidelines where South Dearborn is.
Sullenberger saved the touchdown. And if you watch that replay again, their guy should have blocked Sullenberger, and that guy would have scored freely. But one of their guys just totally missed the block, and they're going to call timeout to set this up.
Yeah, I think they want to talk it over, South Dearborn.
Yeah, this is the closest that they came, just like last time with us, where we were on the 1.
8
They're
minutes
on
and
the 3.
49 seconds remain to be played in tonight's game. 40-0 is the score. Connersville over South Dearborn. There's a timeout on the field. We'll take this break. You're watching on TV3, the game of the week.
Looking for something exciting for your family to do? Explore the skies at the National Museum of the U.S. Air Force and climb aboard our Space Shuttle exhibit. Free admission and free parking, open 9 to 5 every day. Visit nationalmuseum.af.mil.
South Dearborn breaks from the huddle and line up. Trying to push it in. Here is the play.
And we stopped them.
Did the Spartans line hold? It looks like it did. Great defense action by CHS.
Yeah, I tell you what, right there was a great defensive stand for the Spartans. Again, that's what happens is Spartans are playing loose on defense because we're not down. And that right there showed it right there of how, unbelievable.
Spartans take over deep in their own territory, almost at the goal line, aren't they, Ron?
Yeah.
About the 3, maybe?
Yeah. They're going to definitely have to play it pretty safe coming out of here. Definitely don't want to pass. Open it up a little bit, open up those holes. Let's get out of that end zone.
Now we got another timeout. Looks like Adam Kelly's calling his team around him for
and he should.
Spartan timeout to see what's going on here. Next week, Raceway will be at Connersville, and it's kind of a special night because they'll be introducing the middle school football team.
Oh, that's going to be fun. And, I tell you what, our middle school team, we got a nice little program down there. We got some good kids that are coming up. That's going to be coming through the system. We'll see them in the next couple of years. And, again, you mentioned earlier where we had that heartbreaking loss last year against Rushville. We're having them now on our field.
Right.
This right here, again, you talked about 4 clean quarters. Right now we're playing 4 1/4 quarters, or 3 1/4 quarters so far of clean football. We did have that little bit of that bad calls there, where we would have crazy penalties in the later part of the second quarter. But other than that, we've been playing great, perfect
That's right.
football.
I'm sure they talked about those penalties at halftime.
Yeah.
Because
and even with the fumble there with Atkins, where he kind of didn't, he bumped into the guys that dropped the fumble. Our defense picked it up.
Right.
Our defense picked it up. So, I'm very, very, very impressed with our boys on both sides of the ball. Again, when you never know what a win could do for an entire season.
Absolutely. The confidence it must build in these young guys.
Yeah.
Okay, we're about to put the ball in play. The Spartans, deep in their own territory, have to get out of there if they can. And here's a ball carrier up to about the 8-yard line.
Yeah, that was a good safe play right there. Got up to about the 8. Got about 5 yards on that. Not quite sure.
Yeah, 2nd and 5 coming up. I'm sure they'll stay on the ground here.
Oh yeah. You definitely want to get out a little bit, keep the clock running. definitely don't make them use their timeouts if they want to stop the clock. Not sure that they will since they're down 40. But, let's just play it safe and keep going, keep it on the ground, keep the clock running.
Light under center. Hands off. A guy getting free, coming to the near sidelines to the 20, 22-yard line, almost to the 30 before he's knocked out of bounds.
That was enough for a first
Ball
down
carrier
there.
by Christian McHenry. He wears number 11 for the Spartans. Christian, one of the seniors on this team.
Yeah, look at that hole right there, Fran. I mean, just enough for him to get through. And McHenry, he's like the Energizer Bunny. He's kind of zigging and, he was zigging and zagging through the line, and he's just kind of, choo-chooing down there and managed to stay in bounds, which kept the clock running.
Big gain for the Spartans out to their own 30-yard line, 1st and 10. Light looks over his line and the defense of South Dearborn. Hands off, plunge forward to the 34-yard line.
Bring out 2nd and 7.
Yeah, this is our best. I mean, other than the 80-yard, we had 2 80-plus yard runs from Foreman. This is our best sustained running drive so far.
Yes.
Maybe we should have pretended, earlier that we were on the 3-yard line each and every time we got the ball.
2nd and 6 coming up for Connersville. 6.5 to go in tonight's game. The Spartans with a comfortable lead. Quarterback under center, takes a snap, the handoff.
Nice
Guy breaking free up to the 45-yard line, number 6, Donovan Foreman.
To the 44, that's enough for a Spartan. First down.
Be another 1st and 10 for the Spartans.
Yeah, Foreman tripped up right there. He could have maybe got another 10 yards out of that, but was tripped up and was still managed to stay on his feet for a good 4 or 5 after that. I mean, that guy's got some balance.
Ball will be spotted at the 44-yard line, their own 44. Connersville sending in number 10. Foreman's coming out.
That was number 11. That's McHenry coming back in.
Okay.
McHenry he just looks like a fullback. A John Riggins type runner. I mean, he's a bulldog.
He carries the ball to about the 47-yard line.
He's going to wear down the defense.
Ball placed down and the big C on the center of the field here at Spartan Stadium.
He gained a hard-nosed 3.5 yards on that one.
2nd down coming up for Connersville. Clock running, a little over 5 minutes remaining. Snap from center. Here's the handoff coming to the near side. Trying to get to the 50 and into the 49. The ball carrier McHenry.
Yeah, number 30 there for the, Keegan Hayes came in and kind of knocked McHenry, forward another 2-3 yards.
Ball spotted.
That is to get him backwards.
At the South Dearborn 48-yard line.
Mentioned earlier about 3 yards in a cloud of dust watch this run right here, Fran. I mean, he's taking hits right as soon as he gets the ball, and he's still putting, you always tell your runners, keep your legs moving, And that's what McHenry did right there.
Spartan set for the play. Here's the snap. Coming to the near side, getting free is Foreman, number 6.
He's gone. That's another touchdown.
Sidesteps a couple of defenders of South Dearborn and heads to the end zone. There's a penalty flag down.
Let's hope it's not anything crazy. We'll find out where it's at.
Yeah, we'll know here shortly whether or not this is going to hold up or not.
Yeah, we can't have that. Holding on the Spartans. Yep, darn, that's.
And to bring it back,
yep.
So it's a costly penalty on the Spartans.
Yeah, that
nullifying a nice run by.
From Foreman. That was a Pac-Man run right there. I mean,
He sidestepped some South Dearborn defenders and headed into the end zone.
Yeah, it looked like that on Madden. That was a great run there. As you see Foreman coming up here, see if we can't see the hole right there. Yeah, there was
hugging the near sidelines and everything. And
yeah, kind of sidestep right there, and he stopped. I mean, he never lost any speed on that. But did see the hold on that replay, and that was a good call by the officials. I just hate it for Foreman. And, again, that's twice we've had penalties like that negated a touchdown.
Ball is at the 49-yard line of Connersville. Third down coming up.
Yeah, one was on the pick six, and then that one on Foreman's run. That got maybe close to 300 yards. Of course, that don't count. I mean, you erase all those yards off.
Number 10 is the quarterback for the Spartans. He's a 6'2 freshman at CHS.
Oh, beautiful run by Du Bois. That's a first down.
He'll get to the 45-yard line.
Ball carried by the Spartans to around the 45, 46-yard line.
That's enough for a Spartan.
Who carried that ball, Ron?
No, that was Du Bois right there. That was a nice run by Du Bois.
Ball close to the 45-yard line. First and 10 for the Spartans. Out in front, 40-0 in the ball game with a little over 3 minutes remaining.
This is the first series, Fran, that we really haven't had any third and forevers.
That's right.
I mean, for us being up 40, we've had a lot of third and forevers that we were able to overcome, and it looks like it's timeout.
I think South Dearborn's called for a timeout, but it's been an interesting ball game tonight, Ron, and as you pointed out, the Spartans have got some momentum, so it could go a long way in this season.
Well, I think we were down 28 to Greensburg before we finally scored. I mean, we were down big.
Yes, they scored 28 points in the first quarter.
Yeah,
Greensburg did.
We were down huge, and that right there, if we were down 28 in the first quarter,
right?
You're as a player, you're helpless. You feel
absolutely.
helpless. But our boys fought back, and we scored 19 points. Again, we gave up 40, but we made it respectable. We kind of traded with them. They only scored maybe 3 touchdowns after that, and so did we. So again, we gained a little bit of the momentum from last week's game going on the road to play here, and we have clearly grown since the Richmond game, grown against the Frank County game, and grown since last week. So, expect continued growth. Again, we have a game next week that's very winnable.
Light back in at quarterback, number 13 for Connersville, as the Spartans line up. Man in motion. Here's a pitch out, and finding a hole is number 11 for Connersville, McHenry, and finally dragged down.
Another first down.
That's a first down for the Spartans as they move deeper into South Dearborn territory.
Nice run. Again, for us being up 40, you look back at this ball game, you watch it on YouTube on local TV3, and you'll see that we had, a lot of 3rd and 10s, a lot of 3rd and 12s, a lot of 3rd and 20s. You wouldn't think we'd have that much being up 40. This drive right here, I mean, we've been very manageable with the run. Our offensive line is really in sync. Of course, we're up 40, and it's only 2:30 to go.
Around the 21-yard line is where the Spartans put the ball in play. South Dearborn territory.
Looks like Trevor Becker is in quarterback.
Right, he's been alternating, I believe. His 3 quarterbacks tonight, Alec Adkins, Trevor Becker, and, of course, Dalton Light.
Yeah, Becker's 6'2", 155.
Just a freshman. So.
Yeah. Well, and Atkins is a freshman as well. So,
right. Yeah,
and Light's only a sophomore.
2 quarterbacks that are getting experience, and okay, number 10. That's Beckman. Hands off to McHenry. Tries the left side of the line, picks up some yardage. He'll be close to a first down, I believe.
Yeah, I can't quite see where he's at. Looks like that is a first down.
Yeah, it is a first and 10.
Wow. And now it's first and goal.
Under 2 minutes to be played in tonight's ball game, and the Spartans are playing just as hard now as they did at the beginning.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, most of the time what you want to do is kind of let the foot off the pedal when you're up 40 to nothing.
Right.
But this is a different circumstance because this is our first win of the season.
Sure.
Had this been our 4th win of the season, our 3rd win of the season,
yes.
Yeah, we want to put some other guys in to get some experience.
Right.
But right now, and again, I don't think Adams for running up the score. I don't think anybody is up here in the box is for running up the score. But again, in these circumstances, we've not played a full 4 quarters this well.
There's the handoff. McHenry goes into the left side of the line.
And you mentioned that earlier, Fran, about playing a solid 4 quarters. And we need this. We need to play a solid 4 quarters. We can't afford to let off the gas at any time, even though we're up 40.
There's a 2nd and 4 for the Spartans, and we're under a minute left in this ball game.
Yeah, we may. I don't know if we're going to go for it or just go ahead and take a knee.
Yeah, well, they may. We'll see here. I'm not sure what the coach wants them to do.
But, it may be, good for experience for Becker to go ahead and get a score if he can. Yeah, take it in the that's class.
Yeah, that's top of the in the ball game. So the final score tonight will be Connorsville 40 and South Dearborn nothing. The records go to 1-3 for Connorsville and 0-4 for South Dearborn. We'll recap the scoring in just a moment. Right now, a reminder that you're watching on TV3, the game of the week.
This is Titan 1-4. No signs of life.
Titan 1-4, hold your position.
What do you got?
Unmanned aircraft is identifying enemy sniper.
Copy that. Let's move. Thanks, Reaper 1-1. We got it from here.
Sensors coming off target.
Learn more at airforce.com.
Scoring tonight came 7 minutes and 28 seconds remaining in the first quarter when Sullenberger scored for the Spartans. Extra point good to make it a 7-0 game. Foreman scored next to make it a 14-0 game with the extra point. At the second quarter, it was Foreman scoring again, I believe, in the first quarter with 3:29 to be played to make it 20-0, and then it went to 27-0. That was our halftime score. Foreman with that 83-yard run with 5:27 on the clock in the first half. In the third period, it was light going in as he carried the ball in from about the 1-yard line. That came with 56.5 seconds remaining. Sullenberger intercepted a pass and ran it in for the final score of the ball game, as we had no touchdown scored in the fourth period. But the final score here tonight again was 40-0 with the Spartans winners in this Eastern Indiana Athletic Conference game. Ron, I know you were impressed.
Very impressed. I didn't see this score coming. And I originally thought before the ball game, before we went on here, I kept thinking this may be a shootout. This may be a high-scoring game.
Yes.
And then the first couple of series, I thought, ooh, this is going to be one of those defensive stands to where, we may not score a point. It may go down to 6-0. I mean, I really thought it may have been that. And then Sullenberger had that incredible grab and scampered in for a 50-something yard touchdown pass from Mike. I thought, okay, here we go. And then we got those turnovers, and we were able to capitalize on those turnovers.
Yes.
The first time we didn't, but the next 2 times in a row, because they fumbled 3 times in a row, we were able to score. And Foreman did the work on that. And so, then we started opening up. Our defense started playing a little looser. And when they were down, when they caught our fumble and went down and got within the 5-yard line, our defense clamped down and stopped them, preserved the shutout. I did not see this coming. I'm very impressed with our boys. Homecoming victory is always extra sweet.
Oh, absolutely. They played well on both ends of the football tonight, offensively and defensively.
Absolutely.
Our director and instant replay, we've got to give these people credit.
They make us look good. They make us sound good.
Sydney Toshlock-Jones, our director and instant replay tonight. Justin Roberts on the scoreboard graphics. Our camera operators, Devin Hamilton, Joe Menrick, and John Pawsey. Our next telecast, Rushville and the Spartans from Spartan Stadium. Final score again is Connorsville 40 and South Dearborn nothing. For Ron Riley, this is Fran Schummel, thanking you as always for watching Spartan Sports on TV3. Good night, everybody.